evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show regarding LGBTQ issues. I'm Jackie McKethan. I'm your host. We do not have a guest with us tonight, but there's a lot of things I'd like to go over. To let you know that the show is brought to you by the Civil Rights Agenda, 2129 Northwestern Avenue, Chicago. And if you would like to speak with them for any reason, you can call them at 773-235-8852. Okay. I was impressed with the name of the show that precedes us, which is headed as It Takes All of Us. And it really does. I would like to say that I think that's a good segue to what we're going to talk about. The first thing I do want to do, we have been on the air now at least, I'm going to say 6-7 years. I don't have the exact date, but we've been on for at least 6 or 7 years, maybe more. And I want to thank TCRA for allowing me to have this show on their behalf and talking about issues. I'm very happy to be associated, and I'm very happy that they allow me to do this once a month. There are a lot of issues that LGBT folks have, and it's only getting worse with the administration that we have in the White House. I know there are people out there that have some reason or another to suggest we don't belong in society, regardless of the fact that we are human. We bleed red, we have all the same organs, and so on and so forth, just because we dress differently than what others would expect, or because we want to acknowledge a gender in which we may not have been born, should not be a restraint by any other human to hate us just because they don't agree. I mean, a lot of people I don't agree with, but that doesn't mean I hate them. And that doesn't mean that I would listen to somebody chanting that they should be hung up, strung up, so on and so forth. It does take all of us, the populace, the citizens of this country, to make sure this country is true to its founding fathers. Okay? We have three things, the Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence, and the Constitution, all of which suggested or said that all of the people in this country are equal. All. Not a designated certain amount, but all. Which is encompassing. And encompasses men, women, children, encompasses black, whites, any other color that is out there. It covers men, women, those that identify separately or differently. They are people. They are people, and as a result of that, this country has to understand that we have as much right to be here as they do. Okay? We're not trying to change any of those that are not LGBTs. We just want to live our lives in peace and have the same rights, justice, respect, and so on as anybody else out there. In Illinois, it's guaranteed as of the 2005 amendment to the equal rights laws in this state. And there's 21 other states. Now, unfortunately, there's 29 states that kind of kick LGBTs in the teeth by saying, no, you aren't protected from being fired from your job. You aren't protected from whatever bathroom you choose to use. You aren't protected in housing and so on and so forth, which is a shame, okay? And the shame of it all is there isn't an LGBTQIA person out there, anywhere, that would say the same to a straight person. Oh, no, you can't be here, you can't be there, you can't have this, you can't have that. It's not like LGBTQIAs are trying to recruit anyone. If you have a problem within yourself, then that problem is yours because it's within yourself, not anybody else. You choose to feel discriminatory. That's a choice you make. It's not something that the government says, oh yes, you have to discriminate. No. Okay? So, again, I want to thank Jacob Meister, who has supported me on this trip, on this adventure, on this ability to speak up for the LGBT community. But there is a way that we can all live together without having problems. And that is live and let live. You don't like me? Guess what? Pass me on by. You don't have to say anything to me. You don't even have to be near me or around me or whatever. You see me? Turn around and go back where you were. Go across the street. Whatever the devil you have to do, do it. Okay? I probably would not mind it. I probably would not make an issue out of it. Okay? And I think most transgenders really are trying to fit in as best they can. Give them that chance. But transgenders need to be advised that they have to act appropriately, be responsible, and don't get themselves in fixes. And I bring that up because there is some numbers. Last day or two, there's been four separate occasions, there have been transgenders that have been killed in Texas. For what reason? None given, because there is no reason. Okay? So in Texas, up to this point this year, 4 transgenders have been killed just because they're transgender. Unfortunately, in the United States, 27 have been killed. That's in the entire United States. Again, for what reason? There is no reason. Okay? It's just pure hatefulness. And why do we have to be like that? We don't. We don't have to be hateful. That's a choice that each one of you makes. Worldwide, just for this year, there's been 255 transgenders killed. Again, for what reason? Just because somebody didn't approve. There's lots of people I don't approve of their actions. But I'm not going to go out and kill them. I may avoid them, but I certainly wish them no harm. I don't agree with our current president. I would not kill him or wish him to be harmed. but I don't like him. Okay? And that's what's happening in this country, is too many people think that because they don't like somebody, what they're doing, or how they look or fit in, then it's okay to be violent. When I was younger, I never saw that stuff. I really didn't. Usually, if somebody didn't like you, they just avoided you or didn't talk to you or whatever, or associate with you. Why we still can't do that, I have no clue. But some of you out there may have a clue because you're thinking the very same thing. In fact, some of you out there that don't like LGBTQs and would shoot one the first chance you get, we'd like to know why and try and figure out why you can't just mind your own business and forget who I am or who someone else is and go be yourself. That doesn't mean you should be out killing people. But if you don't care for LGBTQIAs, then go somewhere else. Turn around. Go back home. Go over an extra block. Duck into a store. Whatever the case may be. All we want to do is live as peaceably as purportedly everybody else in this country does. Okay? I do want to bring up something. I'm going to show you. I am on the advisory board, Governor State University, and I have started a scholarship program for LGBTQIAs. And the nice thing about this scholarship program is that LGBTQIAs all are all applicable. But we also have another part that says that if you are somebody that is not LGBTQIA, but have, in fact, done a lot of work to help or promote or be with us, then with a couple of letters of proof of that, then they would be eligible as well. The best thing you can do is get a hold of Governor State .edu. That's govst.edu. There's some other things I want to talk about. For all the transgender folks that are listening, there is a new suicide hotline that is up and running in the U.S. You can reach Trans Lifeline at 877-565-8860. Again, there is a Trans Lifeline that you can call if you are having psychological problems or whatever, or if you feel like, this is the end of the road. It isn't. It isn't the end of the road. Call 877-565-8860. Again, 877-565-8860. Okay? We want you to stick around. Nobody wants to see. You may have problems with your parents accepting or siblings or family or friends or whatever, but that's not the end of the world. I mean, there are folks out there that actually are supportive of LGBTQIAs, and I will venture to say, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, that there are somewhere between 2 to 3 times more people that are at least tolerant, if not accepting, than there are of those that aren't tolerant or aren't accepting. And some of those people, especially if it's parents, over a period of time may change their minds. Okay? You have to figure that part of the reason parents are very emotional about it is because to them, they've just lost somebody. Now, whether they physically lost a person that they gave birth to or not, no, they have seen you as either a girl or a boy all your life, and then when you come to them and tell them this, it's like, oh my God, I've lost my son or I've lost my daughter. A lot of parents have a very easy way to take care of that. Doesn't mean there's not a mourning period, but a lot of parents finally realize it. Oh, okay, I've lost a son, but I've gained a daughter, and vice versa. Okay? It's nothing to be totally stressed about. Okay? So, before you do anything, before you make any decisions, if you're having problems, please call the Universal Trans Lifeline at 877-565-8860. They're there to help, and they will. Hey, let's move on to some more news. Okay. There is a lady, I'm not sure where she is from, but the story is, her name is Strawberry Hampton, and she was in prison. I don't know how long, but she was in prison for some reason. She, like so many other transgenders, especially male to female, get housed in with the men in the prison. Okay? And that is really terrible because a lot of things happen to them, She says that on one occasion she was physically assaulted, stomped, her clothes cut off, spit on, and sliced with a knife. Okay? I don't think anybody out there would like that to happen to them, would you? I don't care, how you identify. That's not something that you would like to have happen. And as a human being, regardless of how she identifies, okay, she has a right to feel safe. She also indicates that at one occasion, a corrections officer pulled down her shorts and asked about her genitals, and then she was forced to engage in sex acts with a cellmate while correction employees watched. That's treating people like an animal. We are not animals. We are human beings. We have every right as a human being to be treated with dignity and respect, regardless of how you like or don't like someone. They're still able to have or be considered respectable. We are still supposed to show respect and give, allow dignity regardless of who it is that we're talking about. Now, in some states, especially those 21 that I talked about before, some of that stuff is covered, okay? And the state of Illinois is very good at helping transgenders to live a normally safe and very good life. Again, like I say, as far as I'm concerned, if you don't like me, I don't really care, okay? I know a lot of people that aren't LGBTQIAs that I get along with very well, and they get along with me, and they're very non-judgmental and supportive. We can all be that way if we just allowed ourselves to do that. Here is one. Bathrooms have been a big have been a big argument for a long time. One of them was North Carolina. The state of North Carolina was very unaccepting, and as a result, they lost millions of dollars because NCAA pulled a tournament out from under them. Several companies left the state that were LGBTQIA sensitive. And so North Carolina has kind of turned themselves around. Senate Bill 556, which is an amendment to the Equitable Restroom Act, requires that the signage, exterior signage on all such facilities and places of public accommodations indicate that they are gender neutral or all gender. And it was passed by the Senate 53-0 and in their House 109-5. So it's good to see that there are places that are, and North Carolina is one of the 29 that don't really have an equal rights amendment like Illinois does. But this is a change, and this hopefully will continue to bring light on how they feel about our community. So, it is time to go. I have to leave. I will be back next month, same time, same station, third Friday of the month. And for those that are tuned in on Channel 21, if you know somebody who would like to see the show but they're not in Chicago, please let them know that they can see the show by going to CANTV, CANTV.org, O-R-G. And then when they get into it, then they can search for the LGBT issues program. Okay? So until next month, from us here to you there, thank you very much for stopping in. I forgot to tell you that we had a call-in line, but it was in the ribbon at the bottom of the screen, and the show is generally always a call-in station that allows you to ask questions, comments, so on and so forth. So until next time, goodbye.